So what we encourage all of our online students to do is create a place in your house we call their training den. Now, the training den doesn't have to be very big, and you may, if you have a big enough house, have more than one training den, because every time you train in a new environment, you help to generalize behavior. When I start out with a puppy, the training den has got to be a place that I can create a barrier away from distractions, maybe from other people in my house, maybe from other animals in my house. Ideally, it's a place where I can create that barrier with a door that I can close, but that might not be possible depending on your living environment. One of my first training dens is my bedroom because I can close a door. I do have an area in there that I can set up just for training of the puppy, and it is super quiet with very little distraction. But then I'll have a training den downstairs because there's a little bit more hubbub. There's more distractions. And so with every distraction, we help generalize that behavior and help the dog to become more and more focused on us and what they're doing and less affected by any outside stimulus. So it doesn't matter how big or how small your home is, everybody should have a dedicated training area. And I'll get to in a minute exactly what I have in my training den area. So the important part about where you decide to put this, it's got to be an area that you would go to daily. So if you have to go out to another building, it's far less likely that you're going to do that. If you've got to deal with an uninsulated garage where it will be super cold in the winter or really hot in the summer, that's not going to be an area where you're going to train regularly, or you're going to be comfortable training it regularly, or your dog's going to be comfortable training it regularly. So it's better to have a smaller area inside your house because you will use it daily. If you have to get in the car and go somewhere, sure, you might train every now and again, but you're far less likely to just sit down in your pajamas and have a quick training session. You're far less likely to do 3 or 4 quickies during the day. So create a training den somewhere in your home. So why do we need a training den at all? Well, the obvious is we control distractions then. We focus our dog's attention, our puppy's attention on what the job is, what we want them to find value with in their environment. It's right in front of them. It's you, it's me, it's the thing in the training den. But one of the biggest benefits of having a dedicated training den, especially when you're starting out with a new puppy, but super important when you're starting out with a rescue dog, is this is an environment that you go to bond with the dog. This is an environment where good things happen. If you're one of our students, this is an environment where you go to play games. And do you think after you've gone there 2 or 3 times that your puppy or new dog is going to be pulling back in the corner and going, I don't want to go in there? No. They're not. Trust me. They are going to be bouncing at the door, super excited because good things happen in the training den. And why is that? Because of something you've heard me talk about on the podcast before, CERs, conditioned emotional responses. You will see the dog show you, I have a conditioned emotional response to this room. Meaning, I like going here because good things happen. And then, guess what else happens? Guess what else you get a CER to training itself. The dog learns that good feeling that they get in this room, they get when they do training, and it will generalize to other areas of the house. And when you take your training on the road, and guess what else gets a CER? You. Because you are the source of this fun. You are the center of this training. And so all of that happens as a side benefit of training in the training den. It's focused. You minimize distractions until you want to introduce distractions. You grow that dog's confidence because it's all strategic planning. It's all strategic training, especially if you're following a lesson plan, which of course we give our students. But it's all happening intentionally for the dog. The experience the dog has happens intentionally because of the way you're training and the place you're training. And the really cool thing about having a training den that your dog has this amazing positive CER for, that if there's ever a time when companies coming over and you need to put your dog away because they're not as used to being around people, or maybe they're a little bit afraid of thunder, you can go to this area that has positive vibes for the dog and help counter condition the fear that they have for anything.